Hello, friends. It is Selene. I am coming to you live with a quick pop-up class. This is featuring the Springtime Scenes stamp set, and I used 3 colors of ink here. Let's get a close-up on that so you can see it. For those of you just popping on, welcome and surprise. Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, and Shaded Spruce. So today's free class, you can get a packet shipped to you if you'd like, free with any $50 order, and I will send you a PDF to match to your email. Or you can just watch along for free. If you spend $75, you'll also get the opportunity to get this month's product of the month. And I send out the product of the month tutorial to people who have spent $75 with me this month anyway. Whoop, those are kind of tucked in there tight, aren't they? And then if you spend $100, I'm also doing a 20 pack of 6x6 paper and a bling. So I have packaged up all of my 6x6 paper and put them together in little care packages. And of course, the more you spend, the more I will send you. But that is today's special. If you're here, please just give me a shout out and say hello so I know that I'm not in a room by myself. And before we get started, I want to show you, I made some extra cards with this. Aren't these pretty? So this one comes with a ladybug, and this was for a swap I did, a leaf, and of course, celebrate new beginnings. We're doing a lot of that around here with Brian getting his new job, and just lots of fun things happening for us, for our family this week. Okay. So I'm going to jump right in and get stamping. I have the first card, which is this one, right on top. And the packets that I send out in the mail will look exactly like this, and I stack stuff them. So the envelopes are on the back, and you don't need those right away anyway, but they're at the end. And I am just going to pull from this Blueberry Bushel card base up and show you this project. Okay. So you get this cool cutout that I've already die cut for you out of the Springtime Scenes dies. So that's all done. And we've got this ladybug. I love ladybugs. Let me see. I got liquid glue right here. And we will take this. It's kind of dark here. Let's do it on the white. This is the insert to my card, but it's fine. And I'm going to take a little bit of liquid glue and get this guy going. I just love this paper. It is so pretty. And get a complete supply list in the document in the directions if you're looking for them. Okay. Let's see. So that designer paper is Garden Textures Specialty Foil Sheets. It's a pretty cool thing, the back of all of my documentation. And then, of course, the PDF looks something like this. Alrighty. So, all right, I got this guy going, and he's up on dimensional, so I'm going to just start by putting him up on a dimensional and put him to the side, and then we'll pull in our Blueberry Bushel ink pad to stamp my card front. So here he is. We'll let the ladybug hang out there for a minute. Okay, I know it's a different time for me to be live, isn't it? I'm usually here on a Tuesday, but it was just one of those things. I had an hour, and I'm coming to you because there's a special today. When you place orders in my online store, there's double points. So usually you get 10% back. So if you were to spend $100, you'd get $10. Well, if you spend $100 now, you get $20 back. So the next time you place an order, you'd get that much off. So that's pretty exciting. So I'm going to put adhesive all the way around the back of this circle, and we are going to play with these designer patterns. Aren't they great? I already cut you a whole bunch of strips. Now you can go straight or you can, you know, kind of go at an angle, whatever rocks your world. I'm going to stick to the straight for now. And these go edge to edge with the card. So I think I might even trim them down a little because I don't want to go over. So when you get your package, just take a little off. I purposely wanted to make sure that you had enough, but go ahead and give a little snip. I was outside the camera there for a second. Whoop. Just give them all a little snip. And you do have extra here, by the way. I wanted to make sure that you'd have enough to cover. So I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. And now they're short enough to fit. And I'm going to go pink, then green. Pink and green, it's such an 80s thing to do, isn't it? And then blue. And then we'll just do the same thing again. Hey, Laurie, good to see you. Hey, Tara. From WNY. WNY. So West New York? That's cool. Oh, I lost my track here. So pink was next. And I didn't put any glue there, silly. So I'm going to put a little glue. I'll go this way with this one. Doesn't matter. As long as they get glue on them. Pink, green, blue. Oh, I don't think I did enough glue there either. That's all right. Green. It's a great little technique. If you ever have a window and this is even great for like using up scraps. I just want to move that. And of course it's stuck to the seal that I put in. So now I got to go back and fix the window. Ooh, hot mess express all of a sudden. That's okay. I will have already messed it up so that you don't have to. You're welcome. And if you don't have glue all over yourself, well, you're probably not doing it right. Just kidding. All right. So let's just make sure we're still in line. Yep. So pink, green, blue, pink, green, blue. And then pink. Hopefully I did that right. If I didn't, whatever. It's a card. Yep, it looks good to me. Okay, so then I'm going to, I should have probably stamped first. So I'm going to stick this here for a second and not worry. I'm not sticking it down just yet because if you don't like it, you have another chance usually, but I have to get it right first time because I did my sticking first. That's okay. I designed this class last month for a team meeting. Or actually, it was even the month before, I think. We do the team meeting stuff first, and then I have workshops that I can bring you guys thereafter. In fact, we have one this weekend. I can show you a sneak peek. The cards are just stunning. There's this new iridescent paper coming out. So if you're interested in attending the team meeting as my guest and you're not already a demonstrator, just reach out to me and I'll get you an invitation. You can come try it out, be my guest. Okay, so we are gonna just add a little liquid glue in some of the big areas. I try to leave a spot for my hand because if I put glue all over this, then I've got no place to handle it, right? So just in the bigger areas, and then you can decide, and I left myself a gap right there, to set it in wherever it makes sense to you. So this is a circle, so it can go any which way that you like. And then I got my ladybug. How quick and easy was that? So I've done all the die cutting for you if you do get the, if you do decide to make the purchase. And that's my husband telling me that he's on the way. Ding, ding, ding. Get to work, woman. But I am going to celebrate him tonight a little bit. I am headed out the door to him with the last bowling night of his season. He bowls every Wednesday in the winter, and this is the last night, so I told him that I would go and support. Hopefully he wins something big. Oop, here we go. So there you go. You really get the sparkle when you get it in the right light, don't you? Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Tara. I just had them done. I was 10 minutes late to my appointment because I hit traffic. And the lady was like, no designs this week. I have an appointment right after you. I'm like, yep, it was my fault. I'm sorry for being late. But she's pretty fabulous. Actually, it does match the cards for Sunday. It doesn't really match these as much. I have them floating around here somewhere. Anyway, that is the first project. You brighten my day. I have a thing for ladybugs. My best friend passed away a month before my first retreat, and every retreat that I've done ever since, I see a ladybug, and it's kind of like note that my friend is there, you know. Okay, so this is card 2. I'll put that one out of the way, and it's sending lots of sunshine. Isn't that sweet? So something hit my ankle, and I thought it was a bug, and it was a piece of paper. Isn't that funny? I jumped. That paper's like, got ya. All right. That also happens when you're home alone. If something jumps, you're like, I jump out of my skin. It's getting used to having no coworker here. It's very strange since Brian went back to work. It's awful quiet. So hang on one second. Let me grab some more dimensionals because of course I just ran out. I just love this stamp set and the dies. This piece, it's absolutely stunning. Take a look. It's like just unbelievably vibrant and pretty, and it just comes out like that when you stamp it. It's just so cool. And here's the little flower. Hopefully I can hit that. Okay, and the card base. So now that I have some more dimensionals, it's funny, I seem to run out of like sheets and sheets and sheets of dimensionals all at the same time. Anybody like me and you're like, oh, I'll just cut into another one because I have all these edges. Well, today's the day I'm going to start using my edges again. Thank you, Tara. So, any big plans for tonight? What are you guys making for supper? I stopped on my way home and got some roast beef, and I have some smaller onion buns. When you think onion bun, sometimes you think like a giant wad of bread. These are like a regular McDonald's size hamburger bun, and they're onions. So I'll be able to do tomatoes and do a small sandwich before we go to the bowling alley. My husband doesn't like to bowl doesn't like to eat before he bowls because he's a competitive bowler. And obviously, if he has a full belly, he probably isn't going to bowl as well as he would if he was just regular, right? All right, I think I have enough dimensionals on this bad boy, but I will say there is a direct correlation between how many dimensionals you use on a card and how much you love someone. So there is no saggy edges on this bad boy at all. Like even the sides here won't like depress, so to speak. So I'm going to take this white piece to start and stick it here underneath. So let's see. I'll just use a little liquid glue for that because you're not going to see the outside at all. And I do like liquid glue too because if you put something down, you're not stuck there. You have a minute to move it around, which is nice. And then I'm going to add this outline. So I just cut a circle out of it. So when I was doing card 1, I cut the circle out and made, so I have extras of that, but you can see what I did. This one I placed it back in. On this one I didn't. And then I had a piece for another card. So I'm just peeling off a few of these. As long as I get the outside, it doesn't really matter too much. It's way sticky. It's just about having enough underneath. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, sorry about that, squirrel. What I want to tell you about is this week I did an event on Saturday with a bunch of scrapbookers, and folks were having trouble getting the images in the middle because everybody feels like they need to center something, right? So what I'm going to say is I learned this in art school. When I want to mat something, the first thing I do is try not to stick it together. Whoops, I'm going to go this way. I pick one of the short ends and then I line it up so that 3 sides are equal. So I'm not even looking at the top at this point. I am only focused in on this bottom half, or the bottom side. And 1, 2, 3. So I'm seeing the same amount of green on all 3 sides. And when I do it that way, I have a much better chance of lining this up so that it's all even. So that's a little tip for you. Sometimes I see stampers struggle, and it's because they're trying to stick this big thing down and they're focused on the whole thing. But if you focus on one short end, you're much more likely to get it straight and in the middle, especially if your layers are cut, you know, straight or whatever. Okay, so I'm putting glue, and this is going to go on flat, and it's going to go through that hole flat. So the outside is popped up and the inside is flat. And then I can decide which way I want my greenery to go and push it down inside the hole. Kind of cool. Okay, and for this one, I'm going to close that one. We used Shaded Spruce ink. This one's looking dry. I have 2 on the table. Maybe that's why. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. So sending lots of sunshine. This looks like it's really tight, but it is. You're going to go right in the middle. Actually, I'm going to go off to the side so I have room for my flower. And then I'm going to grab a trimmer. So I went off a little. Let me flip it and see if I can go and get the F on there. Sorry if you see in my noggin. I do much better if you can see right through the stamp. Here, let me give you more. When I'm looking straight down. So even if I have to get my ponytail in there, it's okay if I get it on the strip there. And there's 2 ways that you can do this. You can do it straight, like line it up like this and do it, kind of eyeball it, or you can grab a trimmer and cut around this. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's grab a trimmer. Oh. So side note, while I was over there, I saw the pictures from this week. the cards, I'll show you quick. We're doing fun folds on Sunday. So if you're interested and you think that you might like to be part of a team and get a discount on your stamping supplies, hit me up on Instant Messenger and I'll get back to you probably tomorrow or Friday, because tomorrow I'm supposed to be going to my mom's and I have a class in the morning up in New Hampshire. And guess what projects we're making? We're going to make these. So if you're one of the Litchfield girls and you're watching, well, this is what we're making. So sending you lots of sunshine. I'm going to put this on my paper trimmer and I'm going to put my blade all the way at the top and I'm going to slice to where the F is and stop. And then I'm going to lift up my trimmer and then continue. So I'm not quite where it ends, but that's okay. And now I'm going to cut around to get to the F. So that F will like hang down. And then I can cut up to there. And this I am going to cut freehand, but it's like close enough. As long as it's, and it's white on white, so it's very forgiving if it's not perfect. And I went a little bit far around that F, so I'm going to bring it in a little tighter. So just a little bit of fussy cutting there, but it really is adorable. So this goes across, and it is intended to go edge to edge with the card base. So let's put this on the card base before we start sticking anything. And I have one more bit of stamping to do here. So I have already die cut this little tiny flower, and then I have to kind of put it on my table and line it up and see, turn and burn, and see which way I need to hold my stamp to get it to line up. That looks right to me. So here we go. I hope you're seeing that okay. You want me to zoom in there? That's a little tiny bugger. Okay, and then so you just kind of turn until you get it in the right spot. Not too bad. I'm either too close or too far away, you know? All right, so then I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and move the ink that's there. I love doing this technique. One of my faves, of course. And this is the back of my inside. I'm just going to clean my brush on that. Give that a second to dry. And I'll put the inside in since I just put Wink of Stella on it. And there it goes. Face down. Nobody knows that I cleaned my brush on the back side. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, so here we go. I've got this Sending Lots of Sunshine, and this paper is cut to 4 1/4. So you should be able to just add a little bit of liquid glue on the embossed piece. This embossing folder is called Lazy Daisy. And I went higher on the last card. It doesn't matter. You can put it where you like. I like making them different every time, but I'll show you the difference between the two. I would take this and give it a little crumple, or a lot of crumple, whatever. And then just kind of distress the edges so it looks like a real flower. Put a little liquid glue and then drop the piece on. So here's what it looks like all done. So you can go a little lower or a little higher, whatever you like. You get to decide. Clam chowder, yum. All right, I'm jealous. That's funny. I doubt they'll have clam chowder at the bowling alley. Just saying. All right, moving on. That's okay. Tonight isn't about me. It's about the old stud muffin and his bowling. This card is so simple, but it might be my favorite one. I know that, like, we'll get through this together. This could be like sympathy, it could be friendship, it could be someone in your family isn't feeling well. That Lazy Daisy embossing folder just pops off. I just love it. And it is so simple. I've already die cut all of these pieces, so they just need to be glued together as far as that's concerned. But let's do our stamping first. So let's see. We'll get through this together. Should be right here. Ha, there it is. And this is kind of fun because it's the same set that I am using for my workshop tomorrow in person in New Hampshire. So I'll be bringing this kit and these packets. So because I've stamped with it today, hopefully I don't forget anything. Because it just seems like there's always something that I forget, you know. One time I went up without the stamps, or one time I was up there without the ink pad, you know. So I'll put it away the way I did it today. And if there was anything I had to go get, it's already on the table, so. But then I have to remember stamping mats and change bin, and I'm probably the last of the online demos that still do in-person events, and I do. This weekend I went to a crop in New Hampshire, and then I had a Sunday Fun Day stamping event at River's Edge Asian restaurant in Methuen. And then we had dinner after, but I worked all weekend and it was so fun just to spend time with everybody. Met a whole bunch of scrapbookers Saturday. And I got the nicest note from the organizer, and they said that they learned a bunch from me. You always, I guess you don't know what you don't know, so you go in there and you're like, here, let me show you this. And they're like, oh. So they didn't even know Winkastella, which was like, what? So if I teach them anything, they'll remember me for Winkastella. All right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of liquid glue now that I just glued the middle. Like, you don't need a lot, you just need enough to adhere it, right? I'm gonna take this and put it here and get it sort of set up as one thing. Okay, so while that's setting itself up, I'll add some adhesive here. Have you guys ever seen me do the dot method? This is great when you're using liquid glue. You don't use too much. You don't have big lines of it. And if you ever do it with plain paper, like this other card that we did, and you do like big amounts of liquid glue, it can actually show up in your design later on. So you use a lot less of it and it sets up faster and you can still move it around. And then you're less likely to get it all over your hands. That's my liquid glue public service announcement for the day. A few dots will do. And a lot of times I'll even just do 9, but I'm talking, so the glue is free flowing now. All right. Thanks, Tara. I feel like we're sitting across the table. Thanks for hanging out with me and leaving comments. I appreciate you. Okie dokie. Ha. All right. So now that we've got that going, I want to put a few dimensionals on those leaves to give them a little bit of support. It's all about the right support, isn't it? Ah, that's too big. Here. So I need little babies. Here, I'll use the little, so I call this the teeth side. I'm going to use little teeth. Hopefully they're small enough to fit on those leaves. That one's bigger, so I'll go over here with that one. This is a great way to use up your dimensionals. I mean, they come 300 in a pack. They are going up with the new catalog, so if you're planning in order to get this kit shipped to you for free, you might want to put those on your order. Let's see. And double points today, tomorrow, and Friday. So if you like getting extra rewards, this might be your class. Okay. So I'm going to peel some of these. Again, I don't have to peel all of them, just enough to make it sticky. All right. And then I'm going to put this on. Where is the weirdest place you've ever found a dimensional back? Little Lemon Press hello. Oh, hi, Julie. Nice to see you. My goodness. Okay, so this is the rule of 2/3. Have you ever, you know that rule, like if you have a piece of paper and you cut it into thirds and then into thirds again, your focal point should be in one of the intersecting pieces. I went over a little bit, but that is our project number 3. All right, and then away with this ink pad because we're moving on to Berry Burst. Check out this pretty card. Celebrate new beginnings. So in this class, I also tied your bow and pre-cut this piece for you. So I pre-cut it out of this. Isn't that fun? But nobody's going to know if you don't paint behind the toilet. So we're just going to put the adhesive here. And give that a couple minutes to set up. And again, it's that Lazy Daisy embossing folder. Oh, so pretty. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to set that aside for a minute and let it dry. And then here is my Berry Burst ink pad. And celebrate new beginnings. We've been doing a lot of that. Everything is new again. It's interesting, you know. It's how life goes sometimes. All right, and now I need some glue dots. Here we go. And I'm just going to roll this back until I find one, and there's a shiny bit right there. I don't know. Can you see? I like to fold them over because they used to be on the outside of the roll, and now they're on the inside of the roll. So I just fold it back, pick up the glue dot with the thing that I want to stick, and then stick it on my project so that I don't accidentally make my glue dot less sticky by handling it with my fingers. Everybody has natural oils on their fingers, and it does make the glue dots less sticky if you're handling them, which is good for some techniques. Just depends on what you're doing. Okie doke. So I'm going to give that a little trim, and we can put some dimensionals on the back of the sky. And I don't feel like being fussy right now, so oh, look, I had already cut it apart. Otherwise, I was going to whip off the whole side of it. You know, time savings. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me this Wednesday afternoon. It's not a normal time for me to be online, but it's not normal circumstances. We don't always have double points, so I pushed this workshop up so that you guys could take advantage of the double points and get my card kit in the mail if you'd like. All the details are in the description of the video. Hi, Holly. Very nice to see you here. Okay, so this, before I stick it on, what do I need? Winkastella. It should be like a chant, like I should run summer camps and call them Winkastella camps. Winka watercolor is one of my favorite things to do, actually. And I am painting this before I stick it on. That way I don't have to be particular with it on my card front or worry about getting the surrounding. Although if I wanted to, I could go through and paint every single center of those daisies, but that would be a little tedious. And this is enough sparkle. It's so pretty. And it elevates this die cut just a little bit. Okay. So coming back, we're going to do the liquid glue thing. And again, I'm going to just use a little bit and I'll get the big sections and not worry. So as long as it goes on flat, it won't be all over my hands. And I can take the big section of some of the leaves and then it'll be fine. And I'll leave an open spot where I can grab it on the other side. So like that. And notice I'm painting up here. If I was going to paint on my table, what would happen? If I go outside the lines, the glue would be all over my table. This just kind of assimilates. You can't see it on the other side. And if I miss, it's no big deal. So your table thanks you in advance. All right. And then I'll just take that and touch down. We got the dimensionals ready to go. So again, you can get a packet in the mail with a $50 order. Of course, all the cards are here for you to watch back. The video will be up on YouTube forever. If you spend $75, you can also add on the product of the month, and I have a special tutorial that goes out to everybody that does that. And if you go over 100, I'm going to send you an embellishment from my stash and 20 sheets of 6x6 paper. I recently did a whole bunch of 6x6 papers in 20 sheet packages, so I'll just send you one of those too. And of course, the $50 purchase will qualify you to get the PDF that I showed, or I flashed in the beginning, with the supply list and everything, you know. So. All right. Well, that is it for today's online workshop. I hope that you had a wonderful time. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, we have team meeting Sunday. That's card 2. Here we go. That's 2 different versions of the same card. I just moved the banner. And that was the first project. So thanks everybody for joining me. I am off to go put myself together so that I can support my hubby at bowling tonight. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And if you have any questions, just pop me an email or send me a message and I'll get back to you in the next day or so. Thanks.